Hi, thank you, Valero, for this opportunity to speak to your group. My name is Carl Booker. I'm running for District 2 City Council. I believe leadership starts with accountability, knowledge, and passion, and ultimately motivation. My motivation starts with our community in that I am a fourth generation East Sider. My grandfather and his father settled here in the early 1900s, but I grew up on the west side by Marbach. But if you're familiar with San Antonio, you understand the connection between the west side and the east side of San Antonio. I look forward to serving my community. I currently have a business called Avista Products. We produce the national award-winning Black Book and Black Video News, also national award-winning. Accountability is important to what we do as a business. One of the things that I want to do getting into office is to first listen to what the people have. One of the things that I thought was interesting that kind of caught me off guard was how do we handle stray dogs and people speeding down the streets. I'm very familiar with the stray dogs growing up. It was an issue that we had of stray dogs knocking over our trash cans. It became a game that we played with the dogs. So something that is simple or relatively simple is how do we fix stray dogs to how do we make sure that we have a community that's prepared for an economic downturn, an environmental change in our structure requires creativity. Part of my job, I am a creative professional. We have to come up with creative ideas on a daily basis for our clients. Ultimately, we are accountable to our clients. If we do not take care of our clients, we do not get paid. Same thing with City Council. I'm sure if we do not support the people and hear what the people have to say, we will not be reelected. I'm a big proponent to, again, listening to the people and being able to come up with solutions. I have a proven track record in the small business community, the healthcare community, the faith-based community, the arts and culture community for over 10 plus years. This is not new to me. My leadership goes way back. The accountability goes way back. I also believe in leadership, and in particular in our community, that good news travels slow. Bad news travels at a speed of light. And believe me, I would not be in this community for over 27 years if I had a bad reputation. It is my time to step up and take my leadership to the next level. I encourage you to reach out to me, whether it's via email or through my website, votecarlbookerfor.d2.com. Look forward to speaking with you. What are my top 3 initiatives for District 2? Again, the first initiative is to find out what the people want. That is priority number 1. Anything and everything that I want to do comes second. But listening to the people, listening to their concerns, fortunately, unfortunately, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So part of my strategy is to have a walk-in Wednesday, whether you come into our offices or I walk into your office or home. But I plan on doing it on a Wednesday. And I want to hear from the people, just really listening and at times possibly come up with solutions on the spot. Again, this is what I've been preparing for the last 27 years. It's been my job, so I want to continue to do that. I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, so I want to make sure that I'm able to take that and use it to everybody's advantage. Secondly, second for me is communication. I have a company, that's all we do is communications, whether it's email, text messaging, FM transmitter, video production, you name it, we have a way of communicating to the people. It's very important. The internet was a challenge during 2020. There was a huge community, education-wise, that did not have all the hot spots. There were churches, there were organizations that were not able to meet. Without technology, we probably would all done very very bad as far as how we cover. We have to be prepared for that. I know the community is in a better place now. I would like to encourage partnership, possibly with CPS. CPS Energy has the ability, because they're power lines, to provide internet access to the masses. Every electrical company has that ability. But I do believe that will cause chaos, because we do have Spectrum and Grande and the like that if they had CPS as a competitor, probably wouldn't go very well. So I understand chaos, I understand protocol, so that's not my goal. One of my other goal, my third goal, is to provide lighting at MLK Park, which is off of MLK Drive. District 2 is the darkest district in the county. That's a problem. If anything that we learned from COVID exposed our inequities in the district and citywide. But what the enlightenment that what light does for us, it really kind of, illuminates as in what's going on over there in District 2, or where is that light coming from? They'll be able to see that from all over the county. In particular, if you're familiar with the New York Twin Towers, there were 2 sets of lights that shine for years. If you're familiar with the Luxor in Las Vegas, those are what we call light cannons. So my project is called the Memorial Light Cannon Project. It's really symbolic. It's not so much about the visuals, but something as simple as reflectors on your home, reflectors on the street where you can see your home address. Those things will be improved throughout my district. We need to know where you live. If we want to help you, we need to know your address. We need to know that you exist. All these things are important. So again, back to how the symbolic nature of the light. The symbolic of the light in technology is obvious, but what about healthcare? What about arts and culture? What about environmental? What about education? What about our senior citizens and our homeless situation? We're going to shine a light on all that. All this is very important to me. It's important to my community. And with this enlightenment, we're really going to learn some things about our community. We're going to learn about our stakeholders. We have a lot of stakeholders in our vicinity. Toyota is outside the district, but they play a role. Navistar plays a role. HEB plays a role. AT&T plays a role. Coca-Cola plays a role. The Alamo Dome plays a role. There are many major players in our district. I want to have that dialogue with them to find out how they can be better corporate citizens. We need your help. And I mean you, Valero, as well. We need your help. We are going to do some things that I think can really help our community, but it cannot be done by the city alone. It takes cooperation. And I look forward to speaking with Valero and other likes in our community to really address our community issues. If elected, how do we work with corporate companies like Valero? One of the programs that I want to introduce to the community is the CAMP program. CAMP stands for Community Ambassadors Motivational Program. It is not enough to know something without the motivation. Knowledge alone does not motivate behavior. My plan is to have 25 individuals that we draft every year in this program. That first year, I want to have those individuals, our freshmen, after they've been drafted, they will make $400 a week for a whole year. But in that first year, we plan to have those individuals work on their life skills. Life skills can be something as simple as, back child support, or maybe they, need homing, not home, but a home or a place to live. We will house them when necessary or when required. It'll be part of our, individual strategy for each one, because I believe all 25 individuals will be special. But in those first 25, they will be celebrated together and they will be punished together. So it's not enough for someone to not be accountable, because if one person in that class does not work or does not do what the plan is, then they all suffer. It's all about how do you make a team work. If you're familiar with the saying, teamwork makes the dream work, we need to know that these guys and gals are invested and that they can rely on each other. And that's how we're going to build our community. That second year, they make $500 a week. In that, they are now, they're in school, they're in the educational process. We're going to find out what their special interest is. It could be music, it could be numbers, it could be anything. But we're going to find out what they like, and we're going to have individuals teach them and mentor them that second year. That third year, we're going to actually have them in an apprenticeship. With again, back to their second year, they're now making $600 a week, but they're in a mentorship program, and they're working with someone in that field that they enjoy. That fourth year, they are an entrepreneur. They are a hands-on entrepreneur, and they're working in their field. They're making $700 a week. In that, we are preparing them to graduate and go into the workforce, go into our community as ambassadors. Again, they're making $700 a week, getting ready to go into the workforce. A lot of times, when you're an entrepreneur, they do not ask you for your background or any challenges that you may or may have in the past. They want to know, what can you do? How can you help my business? How can you help my family? How can you help my community? You have a service that I like. Understand this first year is going to cost $500,000. The city of San Antonio does not have the money to do this. We need our stakeholders. We need people like Valero, like Coca-Cola, like the Spurs, HEB. There's a lot of corporations can have an understanding that if by us, paying $20,000 a year to these individuals, it's a lot cheaper than $60,000 a year that we pay for prisoners. On top of that, you can see the benefit in 4 years. We plan to change the lives of 25 individuals every year until the program is disbanded. I pray that it's not disbanded, but at the same token, we will have walking ambassadors for years to come if we start and establish this. We need your help on that. And it's called the CAMP program, Community Ambassadors Motivational Program. How does the SACAAP program fit within our district? I have worked with several consultants over the last couple of years in regards to the UN 17 sustainability goals. One of those strategies that I am working with the consultants is atmospheric water. Atmospheric water is an opportunity for us to gather water through the air, through condensation, that allows for us to have clean drinking water. With this clean drinking water, we will be able to capture anywhere from 200 per unit, 200 gallons of water per unit per day in any given community. My goal is to have 17 of these units that we can generate these water strategies. Now, in these water strategies, we want to have them for reserves. We don't necessarily need to use them on a regular basis, but if we can have a goal of 5,000 or 10,000 gallons in reserves and use in case of emergency, I think it'll allow for our community to have a sense of safety when it comes to clean drinking water, running water, wastewater. We'll have that ability. Secondly, with that, hydroponic farming allows for us to have water farms or the lack of food desert when we have hydroponic farming. This allows for vertical farming through water and through wastewater as well. Aquaponic farming is a form of fisheries, and it allows for fish like tilapia to be raised and used to the benefit of having fruits, vegetables, and fish. So with that, we have an opportunity to be self-sustaining, prevents some of the need for being on the grid or using community resources. This will enhance our existing food deserts that we might have. This will be a supplement to what the food bank does, what HEB does, some of our community gardens. This will allow for some of our organizations, whether they're fraternal faith-based, they'll have their own water, they'll have their own source of energy, they'll have their own source of fish. Meat is not part of the strategy as far as, livestock or anything like that, but this is Texas. We love our beef, but it is not part of our strategy. Our goal is to limit our footprint, and how we go about doing that is something that I believe is important to our community. And creatively, we must have these standards. We need to know, from a community standpoint, where do we stand? Part of my agenda is to establish standards in the community. We need to know, where do we stand? Are we at a good level, bad level? We have no idea. But once we establish those standards, we can then establish milestones. How do we get, from maybe a C to an A or an A+. We need to know where we stand. We need to have these milestones. And in these milestones, we need to have timeline. I know as a council person, we get 2 years. Some of my goals are gonna require 4 years. I'm gonna need to be reelected for this to really, come to fruition. I believe if elected, we can really show how to really, do these things, not only as a destination district when it comes to our energy, but we can show by example to other districts, this is how you do it. Here's the strategy. Here are the people we've been able to help, and you can do it too. Granted, we have a lot of land that is available in District 2. It's probably one of the largest land masses in the district, but at the same token, it is probably one of the most challenging districts in the county. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to the challenge. I look forward to coming up with creative ideas. I look forward to being self-sustained. And I look forward to seeing you. My name is Carl Booker. I'm running for District 2 City Council. I need your support and I need your vote. Thank you for your time.